Before we get into this next episode of the Work Area Podcast, just need to give a shout out to all the sponsors that help me do this podcast and help me race every week. KRM Hot Shots, the crew that never stops so you don't have to. We specialise in express delivery of parts and products to the mining sector anywhere in Australia. Fast, reliable and on the road 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. When it needs to be there now, call KRM Hot Shots. Bunbury Toyota, family owned and operated since 1973. They've got new and used vehicles plus service and parts all in the one spot. Go and see the team at Bunbury Toyota for your next car, just like I did when I bought the Hilux. I saw John, had the car in a few weeks. Easy, easy, easy. Jolly Good Auto Electrics. If you need anything auto electrical, in-car audio or entertainment, this is your one-stop shop. Go and see Trevor and the boys at 141B Grayson Highway in Bellevue. If you need a new stereo, Apple CarPlay or even a two-way, they'll sort you out. QV. These guys are the leaders in premium automotive electrical gear. Whether it's mining, off-road, 4x4, transport or marine, performance and quality is what they do. Check out the full range online at qv.com.au. That's qvee.com.au. Platinum Tiger Insurance. Specialise in insurance brokerage, claims management and risk service, and they tailor everything to suit you. Dylan Peniza is with Platinum Tiger, and I honestly can't recommend him enough. He's my insurance broker, answers the call, goes above and beyond, and he's the best in the game. Find him online, Platinum Tiger Insurance, or come see me in the pits and I'll put you in touch with him. TPE Group, first sponsor to ever jump on board the podcast. Obviously wouldn't be here without him. Gives us the office, lets me come and go as I please. Ripper team. All Talk Engineering. Jared and the crew at All Talk are your one-stop shop for anything engine related. Have a look around the pits. You'll see his sticker on heaps of cars. He helps a lot of people get out there on the track, so support him if you can. If you want to win, go see Jared and the team and get the All Talk edge. Just remember, all these guys actually help heaps of people out as well, not just me. So remember, support those who support the sport. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Work Area Podcast. A little bit different this episode. No guests. It's just going to be me running solo here in the studio, and I've got a couple of phone calls to make. So we'll get through them. We got Harry Stewart. Sorry, Harry Taylor, not the Geelong great. Harry Stewart coming on, fresh off another disappointing Australian title for him in the speed cars, probably 2 years in a row where he's been the best car on the track and hasn't finished the feature race and has been leading both of them and hasn't finished one yet, so he won't be dirty with that. We'll have a quick chat with him about that. We got probably the biggest young gun at the moment in WA Speedway in all divisions. Mikey Green, the West State Civil 74. We got him on the line, and then as usual, the Carnarvon Comet will jump in at the end and round out the show for us. But yeah, a little bit different for us tonight. We'll sort of recap the Wednesday night midweek show, as well as the Krikke Boys Shootout. We sort of have covered the Barbagallo race in our previous episode, but episode 70 here. I'm not sure how this is going to go. It'll probably go good for me tonight, but I'm not sure what it's going to be like the next time I rock up to the Motorplex. A few things that I want to have a chat about, probably a little controversial, but they've sort of been simmering away for most of the year, and I want to touch base on them, and I don't want to have a crack at anyone individually, and I guess I'll hide behind the fact I'm just trying to make the sport a little bit better, like we all do. But a few things I want to touch on, nothing to do with anyone else's opinion but my own. And I guess I don't really know how to get into it. The first thing I want to touch base on, I think it was pretty hot in the pits after the feature race on the weekend, but it's just going to be. It's the promoter's choice B main sort of issue at the most, and I'm assuming most people on the hill would have no idea about it because you don't really see who the last two qualifiers are in the B main, and you don't really care unless you're a part of it. And in the last sort of two months, I think 10 shows have been helping out the Bulge, and we've been in the B mains at this point in time, and it just can get quite frustrating as a team when you roll into the chute every single B main. You ask the people that are the officiating, the people in the chute, the people that help, and you just try and find out how many cars they're actually going to take for this feature race. Are they running? And no one can ever give you an answer. Are they take a 4? Are they take a 6? Is it the top 6? Is it 4 with 2 promoters' choice? There's never a straight answer, and I just feel like it's starting to impact a little bit on the racing itself and with the people. You would have seen some posts out there from some unhappy people, like who rightfully so, I believe, have every right to be pissed off with how it's going. So essentially, what it is, if you're in the B main in the sprint cars, generally everywhere else in the country they take the top 4. Sometimes at the Motorplex they'll take the top 6, and sometimes they take the top 4 plus 2, what they call promoter's choice. And I guess I'll get into what that promoter's choice is and the ramifications it has on the competitors. And I'll fully acknowledge that there'll be some stuff that I don't know about, and I'm only looking at it from a team's point of view. And I'm sure Gavin Miger and the team have other things that are coming into play from their point of view. And I just feel like though from the racer's point of view, it's just hard to wrap your head around and figure it out. So, like night 1 of Crickety's Motorsports, they took 6 from the B main. So Callum Wimpson and Chris Coyle, so they take 6, not 4. That's fine, but they come 5th and 6th, so it makes sense. But that's given in as a promoter's choice, 5th and 6th place. So you think, all right, night 1 they just took the top 6. That's what's going to be happening night 2, but it's not. And so night 2, it ends up being not 5th and 6th place. It ends up being Jack Wimpson, who finished, I believe, 7th, and then also Jason Kendrick, who finished the race in 11th, but they haven't, or maybe 9th, but not anywhere, and he's given it. There's some examples that here they want to give that might give way to, give people a little bit of an insight to what's going on with his teams, and just to clarify, high limit didn't actually count for Maddington Toyota points, which the points is what I'm going to get into later. But just with an example here in terms of promoter's choice. So Taylor Milling, night 2 of a high limit, for whatever reason was in the B main and was absolutely braining him. As good as he's driven all year, like I'm talking half a lap, he's leading the B main by half a lap. There's just carnage everywhere, night 2 a high limit, cars crashing everywhere. They must have had close to 70 rolling laps in a B main, and obviously they only fill the cars up to do 15 plus, the general precautionary gallons that they put in. So, yeah, you wouldn't think that. It's gone way too far. And if anyone wants to sook about, the other cars finished, well, have a look how Taylor was driving. He was absolutely hammering it. Like you couldn't account for the amount of rolling laps that he did. Anyway, he's third in last year's championship. Supported the series forever. Their team and what they've done has never been in question. They put a lot into the sport here in Western Australia and always have. So you can't knock him for that. He's high on points. He would have been 3rd or 4th in the series at that point in time. But yeah, no promoter's choice for that, regardless of him winning the B main by a country mile, running out of fuel. And if there's ever sort of an unlucky thing with maybe you can't throw an open red for fuel in a B main, but I bet you there's never been a B main that's done that many laps either. So that's fine. And then so a promoter's choice, Kendrick, Jason, and this is not an attack on Jason Kendrick at all, because if I'm any of these teams, I'll talk about Jack Williamson later as well. If I'm any of these teams, and I finished 11th and they tell me you're starting A, well, I'm strapping the helmet on. Like, I couldn't give a shit what any of my other competitors think. Like, I couldn't care if it's fair or not fair, but which is why you need to take it out of the competitors' hands, and there just needs to be some clarity in terms of what they're going to actually do with these B mains and how they promote them forward. But then, let's say Kendrick qualified 5th in his group, jumped the start, collected Dumsey. Dumsey has a crash. So he DNFs out with a flat right rear, goes 15 or 11 in the B main, but gets the promoter's choice. So it's a little bit confusing there. So like Taylor's leading, doesn't get it, but then some does get it. And the reason I use these 2 examples is at present they're 5th and 6th in points, and the points matter. If you don't make it out of the B main, my understanding is you get 50 points for the night. If you jump into the A main and you crash out, which unfortunately Jason did this night, you still get 100 points for showing up. So by putting a driver into the A main, there's an extra 50 points that Jason got from that night by being promoter's choice, and Taylor loses that 50 points by not getting it on that other night. The difference between 6th and 5th points at the moment in the Maddington Toyota series is about 20 points. So it's not just having ramifications on the actual who gets in that night. but now the series points not compromised, but it just doesn't seem fair. Like what the Motorplex has decided to put one driver in on one night, and on another night has chosen not to put a driver in. The points that equates to has lost Taylor Milling a position in the series. He's tried. Why doesn't Taylor get the choice to be fair and square in fifth place? And then, but again, if I'm Jason Kendrick, I'm not saying anything. But he's fifth place points at the moment. Taylor Milling's in sixth. The difference is Kendrick has been promoter's choice into the race. Whatever. That's what I'm saying. But my problem would be with it as well, given how it's gone. What if at the end of the year, JK's third in points by 20 points? And no one else has, well, I guess Callum has on the night prior, but it just the integrity of the points, I'm just, it's probably not fair on Jason either, because he's every chance to be third, with how he's been going this year. Then he's it brings in what about this? What about that? So I just feel like they're playing with the points a little bit in terms of who they get to promote, because some nights when you roll out for the B, you're getting told it's the promoter's choice is on points, but that doesn't affect Corey Day. He comes over, he's American. Fully agree with that decision. That's fine, which is what I think the promoter's choice should be for, is these one-off drivers who come into the race, because they're not taking anyone out. They're just adding people to the race, which when you're adding people who are involved in the championship hunt to the field, and then on some other nights not involving some people, that's when I feel like there's some issues there. Brody Kostecki, obviously a V8 supercar driver, he brings in, whether or not he actually brings much to the sport, I'm not sure. Seems like a ripper dude, does heap of cool stuff, seems like a legend. He's got his own little podcasts that he does and stuff like that, but effectively he's only going to be racing here for 4 nights this entire year, but you've got people in the B main that contribute to the sport on a weekly basis, here every single weekend, who are putting in their own money. I'm not sure Brody's ripping out the wallet to go sprint car racing here at all, but he gets promoted into a race, and like Miles Bolger, we've had 10 races where we haven't made the B main. That's Miles's tractor out on the track that he brings in from his home that he could be using to work. He's bringing stuff to the sport, but a bloke like Brody Kostecki comes in and his very first night doesn't make the show, gets promoter's choice in. And if you're the other competitors, I understand people going, oh, it's Brody Kostecki, but just imagine you're the other competitors. You're spending the same amount of money to go racing. You have to buy the same $600 tyres. You have to pay the same $400 whatever entry fee. You're putting the same amount of effort during the week, all of that. And then you can beat people in the B main, but someone else, because of who they are, or their standing, or their social media presence, whatever it is, gets picked ahead of you. That's when the issues are starting to arise within the competitors in the field. Yeah, so I feel like that's having an impact. Like Jason Pride, I remember he got pulled out on Boxing Day. Jack Williamson got put in. They said that was on points, but Chad Pittard got pulled out of that same race, and Chad was actually ahead of Jack Williamson on points that night. So sometimes it's based on points, but that doesn't make sense because it's not. Then sometimes it's based on who they are in terms of Brody Kostecki or Corey Day. Sometimes it's Glenn 20, ripper fella, living the dream, not the results he wants, but he got in on his very first night because he travelled a long way. Like, I understand all these things, and I guess the one-offs are the more things, but like there's people in the pits, like Cameron McKenzie, he put up a post as well that he beat both these drivers that got put in on Saturday night. What's the point? He's busting his gut to build a new car, to do everything that he can to make this feature, and he beats both the people that get put in ahead of him, and it's sort of like, what's the point? But probably rambling a little bit now, but yeah, the promoter's choice thing, I just feel like it may be favoritism, I don't know, but it's hard to, if you're an actual competitor that's not making these races, it's hard to view it as anything other than favoritism, and it feels like they won't say what's happening at the B main in the shoot because they don't know, because it's just dependent on who doesn't transfer. And if someone they want to make the A main doesn't transfer, then it is promoter's choice. If everyone transfers, then they just take the 4 and it's nothing. And it's frustrating for people who do finish 5th and 6th, who 4-5 nights in a row they've taken 6 and then you finish 5th and then you don't get it. Like, yeah, it's just a little bit frustrating for people in the pits. So that's my first little ramble, which, yeah, hopefully I don't take too much shit for, but at the end of the day, that's literally what I think. So not much point me having a podcast and coming on here and not saying exactly what I think. And another little issue I have, I just want to get through. And again, this is my opinion. It's got absolutely nothing to do with the Wingless Club. No one's asked me to do this. No one knows I'm saying this or anything like that. So I just want there to be no blowback on anything like that. But just an example, the Wingless on a Wednesday night, we bring 34 cars. It costs $281 to enter. That's $9,554. I come fourth and I got $130 back, which fine, whatever. So from what I can tell, it's $350 to win. So I'm assuming it's about $1,000 in prize money. I'll give you $500 in costs. So there's about, out of that, take $1,500 out for prize money and costs. There's $8,000 a night. Like it's a lot of money for us. And I spoke to Bolger. He said, just fix your car, right? If you crash a Wingless, you're replacing the same parts that a sprint car replaces. So when Callum Winston crushes a rim and I crush a rim, we're crushing the same part. Like, I'm sure there's cars that don't have good rims, but I have decent rims. So it costs me a lot of money to go racing. Like, it costs me about $800 a night just to run. And like, if I win, no chance. Travis Armstrong wrapped us up there on the Wednesday night. But it's $350. So you make about $69 for winning a feature race. And if there was no one in the crowd, but if they were to see how hard Travis Armstrong worked, even the boys, they put a whole new car together, him and his crew, to get that car out there. Like, they're working fucking hard to make $69. And if it's 8,000 a night, we have 7 races at the Motorplex with all the same numbers, about 34. Like, if there is about $8,000 a night, that's, it's $66,000 in entry fees in 7 nights roughly. Like, and you give $10,000 in prize money just to be generous. There's over $50,000 left on the table there for the Wingless, like, after all the costs have gone out and just in 7 nights. And again, I'm sure there's other things involved, but we pay our own fees, our own insurances, all that. We pay our all that. So I just feel like, given how much we bring in terms of entry fees and stuff like that, we pay the same amount of money as a late model. We pay the same amount of money as speed cars, all these other divisions, and we get thrown out at the start of the night. Like Wednesday night, we're out very first race. No engine starts for sprint cars, no nothing, on the absolute mud. So it's barely a race. So you're just literally trying to survive out there for a whole heat race. So that's 30% of your night done out there in the mud. That's at 5:30. Go out for a second heat at 7:30. Track's fine. And then we go out in the slickest shit track at 10:30 at night. So we pay all the same money as like a late model. They pretty much start their night and are done by 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Racing for $5,000. Speed cars race for $5,000. We bring in that prize money. We bring in nearly $10,000 a night and race for $1,000 all up. I just feel like maybe there could be some room there for at least, like, Matty Ivanhoe. If you have a look at his car, that's as nice as it can get. Like, in terms of what you need to do to your cars here with the field and how good they are and how good a piece of equipment you need to have to be competitive here in WA, it just seems a little bit haggard that we pay that money, we bring in that money, we get thrown out at the start of the night and thrown out at the very end of the night. Like, we run a 2-night show, you get 1 heat on the second night and a feature. Like, it just seems not that great. And then this entire year, we don't race on a Saturday night once until our national title in the middle of April. So we run Wednesdays, 2 Wednesdays and about 4 Fridays for this entire year. And no doubt we're going to be bringing in $10,000 every single one of those nights. There's no other divisions that bring in that amount of prize money, entry money, and value to the Motorplex. I just feel like one night surely we can get out before the sprint cars and not at the very end of the night. And the standard of racing, what Matt, Blake Ivanhoe, Travis Armstrong, Hayden Hicks, all the rest of the boys, Wedgie, all them, the standard of racing that they put on, and there's absolutely no one in the crowd to watch it. It's a shame. It's just because it is as good as racing as you can get. It's really competitive. There's blokes that throw sliders from 4th to 1st on the first lap and things like that. Like, it's really entertaining racing, and I just feel like maybe the Wingless need a little bit more love considering what they do bring, or maybe Gavin gets pissed at me and we don't run too much anymore. But that's what I think. It's got nothing to do with the club. Maybe some people share the opinion and they don't have a platform like this. Maybe it's I want to believe it's just an oversight of the Motorplex, and that's how it's always been. So that's how it sort of has continued to run. But I feel like we're bringing in 34 cars. Sometimes it's 40 cars, and we get thrown out in the middle of the night. Sometimes it's not even a B main, so 20 odd cars or 15 cars come out and pay their money for 2 heat races and pack up and go home. But yep, we got the Aussie title coming up this year, and hopefully we get a big showing for it and a little bit more love. But that's my sook. No more sooking into some good stuff. Well, there might be a bit of a sook here. Harry Stewart, give him a phone call in a second. Come over here, state title winner for last year with the Graham Jones Racing, not this year. Is absolute wizard behind the car. I feel like he's as talented as there is in WA. Young fella, ripper. Let's get him on the phone and see what he has to say. Where is he? We're on. Little bit stop-start here tonight with these phone calls, but that's how we got to do it if we want to get it done tonight. Oh, no.
Hello.
Hey, mate. Harry Stewart. This, the Work Area Podcast, mate. I know you're in the shed at the moment. How are we feeling?
Not too bad.
Is it stinging a little bit having to rip this car apart?
Yeah, it does, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that comes with it.
Mate, I was at the Aussie title last year in Murray Bridge, and then obviously watched this one on the TV. Given how they planned out, does it hurt even more? Is it easier to swallow because like you were so fast and got to the lead? Like for those that don't know, essentially, in my opinion, and probably the fastest car in the last 2 Aussie titles, and situationally probably got the wall both times, hasn't finished on first. So yeah, how do you take that, Harry? Being the best car, does it hurt even more or does it soften the blow?
I think last year was probably worse because I had that last day was pretty unreal with winning both heats and then that pole shuffle. And
That's
all that.
right.
But, yeah, I don't know. The whole weekend at Simpson, we kind of struggled, and then all of a sudden in the feature, I was just really fast. So it was a bit more surprising that I got to the front, and then obviously it did what it did. So my expectations were a bit lower going into the feature on Saturday, but compared to last year anyway.
Yeah, last year, man, I forgot about that pole shuffle. That was elite. That was a serious bit of driving. This year though, mate, where did you start your feature?
I was 10th.
10th, and then how quickly did you get to the lead then? Halfway?
I got, I think, to second about halfway, and then started catching Caden when he got through or got 2-lap traffic. Then there was that yellow. Yeah, and then I got him, I think, 5 laps later or 6, I don't really know, but there's 2 laps after that I ended up on my lid.
When you're driving like that, it's freakish. Like I spoke, obviously Buddha and the Rocho were watching from the infield, and they were just genuinely mind blowing with how hard you're driving it. When you're in the car driving like that, do you feel like you are fully ripping, or is it reasonably comfortable?
1 and 2, I definitely felt like I was going pretty fast. Like I was entering above the holes and just turning left and holding flat. But into 3 is the way Simpson is. You got to like brake down the straight. So at all times you think you're going way too slow for the corner because you're slowing up so much to make it. So you never really feel like you're going that fast into there. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just different.
And what about after the night, mate? You watch the rest of that race paying out. Do you keep your head in your lap? Like, how do you feel?
They put me in the ambulance for the whole time.
Yeah.
I think when Caden was doing his donuts, I was coming out of the ambulance. So,
should have stayed in.
Yeah, it's all right. Like Caden's all right, and I'm happy he won. But yeah, I'd like to beat him one time.
How's the body feel now? Any injuries?
No, it's considering like it was a speed car flip that was pretty decently high speed. I'm not too bad, so I guess that's a positive.
And what about the car? How bad is she?
Uh, a few dings on the chassis, but should be right to get fixed up by Brad Hilder. But yeah, won't be in it for a while.
What does the rest of the season look like for you then? Are you back in the sprint car? Is it more midget stuff? Where does the rest of the season line up?
So we got Pink Night at Toowoomba this weekend with the sprint car and the White Family car, and then was meant to be in our speed car, but obviously that ended how it did. But thankfully, the guys at BSL have lend me one of their cars for the rest of the season until we get back on our feet. So, um, yeah, I think the only other major race is Red Hot Shootout at Toowoomba. I think that's in April, a sprint car show. So, not too much, definitely on the wind down now.
Mate, just yeah, filthy. I really thought that it was yours to win, mate. Even in 10, I was like, I think my power rankings. Obviously, it was you and Caden. Like, how badly do you want to beat Caden in one of these big races?
Yeah, pretty bad. Getting sick of him winning, but I don't know. We have a pretty good relationship, like off the track. We've known each other for a fair bit through the whole iRacing stuff through COVID
Yeah,
and before that. So, um, yeah, it's not the worst thing getting beat by him, but I mean, getting beat by anyone sucks. So,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Is it too early for you to look towards like next year and what your plans are with that? Like obviously the Aussie titles at Toowoomba, well, it would be this year, I guess. It's next season, but this year, like, do you look forward to that yet, or where do you sit with that?
Yeah, definitely look forward to it. Like, got no excuse because both times it's been your first time to each track the last 2 years. So, no pressure. But the sprint car title, obviously, that's still a fair way out of the reach unless everything just goes insanely perfect. But with the speed car, hopefully, just figure out how to not hit a wall for 40 laps.
Well, you figured out how to not hit for about 25, so you only
Oh,
need
I
to
think
work
it
on
was
15.
32 or something. So,
All
yeah.
right, yeah, awesome, mate. Yeah, well, if those who haven't seen it, jump on Clay Per View and watch the replay. You'll see Harry is in the Titan Garage's Q7, absolutely ripping, and it's impressive considering Caden's ripping, and then you get to him and you just go like, yeah, it's an impressive drive until it wasn't, mate. But yeah, hold your head up high. Like surely one of these ones you get your hand around.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I don't know. His dad was always really fast and never got one, and then yeah, I kind of threw away two good opportunities to get one. So I mean, I've got plenty of time, but you never know when you just start being shit. So
Did you ever
I
think
don't
of
know.
just backing it down a smidgen, or you just this is how I got here, I'm going?
Well, I got to the front with just kind of being quicker in 3 and 4 because he was kind of running a bit lower, but he'd pull away from me in 1 and 2. So and when I got past, I stuffed up 1 and 2, or I thought I stuffed up 1 and 2, and then I kind of thought he'd be just right on me. So I knew I had to get off 4 good and then just, yeah, went into 3-2. Thought,
Unlucky. All right, cheers, mate. Yeah, are you getting back over this way anytime soon?
not this season. I don't really know if what's, I don't know, obviously Tom's in the Jones car, which it makes sense. So
Yeah.
he'll do a great job in that. And I think if Graham wants to run 2 cars, I'll be happy to come over, but that's a pretty huge ask for
Start making
anyone.
some phone calls, mate. There's a couple of speed cars just sitting around.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not really the type to just ask for it. I can't really guarantee anything. Obviously, like can't guarantee results, and then the money side of thing can't do that either.
You're selling yourself short, mate. I think I just said it before. I reckon you're as talented as anyone at the moment in Australian Speedway, mate. And yeah, some of the stuff I've seen you do, like that, the Murray Bridge, mate. Didn't you win both heats and then 10-1 in the shuffle?
Oh, got both heats, but I got put to third, so it was only 3 push up.
Okay,
So.
should have just went with 10.
Yeah, well, I should have, but
Done.
oh, well.
All right, you're a legend, mate. Thanks for the time. Unlucky on it. Hope good luck this weekend.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, mate. See ya.
See ya.
Harry Stewart, like I said, Titan Garages, Q7. Yeah, a ripper young fella, can drive the shit out of anything. Podiums in his sprint car, and yeah, it is as fast as they get. And I'd be interested to see what Caden says. I should give him a call as well, where he was trying to pace him or thought the pace that Harry was running was unsustainable or not, because fuck, he was moving like he was really getting around that joint. And you talked to Buddha and Rowie, mate. They had front row seats for it. So, all right. Well, let's get on Wednesday night. Obviously, the sprint cars were what they were. Just want to touch base again on the Wingless, mate. Not many people there. I think we rolled out at about 10:30. Over an hour or whatever it was for the sprint car race. So, sitting in the chute for a fair amount of time there, and unfortunately, a fair few cars junked it. In the on the Wednesday night feature, the Midweek Mayhem or whatever it is. So Trav Armstrong, I reckon he said he was back at 17th at one spot, and the track was pretty slick, and there was a little band down the bottom in 3 and 4, and there was sort of nothing anywhere around 1 and 2, just depend on your run. But yeah, Travi Armstrong, the boys have been working on it all year. I've said it a few times. He was shit. He said he was dog shit on the podium, and he has been shit. And I don't think that's him. That obviously that whatever they've moved to a different car or whatever, and it just wasn't there. But he's gone back to his old car and back to his old ways, and he was the fastest car on the track there for most of the race, coming from so deep. The only one running the top besides Sharpie, and eventually rounded everyone up and got the win. So good for him. Another TPE athlete, I think he's on there. All Talk Engineering, get the Edge athlete as well. So yeah, Travi Armstrong gets the win. He'll be stoked because, I don't reckon it'll be that much fun being as good as what he is and floating down the back of the pack like that. Hayden Hicks in second, led most of the race and sort of thought he was gauging the field. And because in the Wingless, you can actually, as you're coming down the main straight, you can look at the big screen and it's pretty easy to see if you've got a gap or not like that. So Hayden was pretty decent for most of the night and was probably thinking he's halfway to his first win, and Trav's thinking you're not getting your first win before I get mine, and started absolutely pounding the fence and rounded Hicksy up. Third, Brandon Wedge. I think he must have been about 5th or 6th, maybe even 7th at some stage, went backwards, but worked his way up onto the podium, and 1 or 2 took rubber. Everyone except Travis Armstrong was on that, I reckon, and then there was a tiny little band you had to get out on that. And not the only other thing, Tommy Britton had a fairly big lick there. Obviously another car I think lost his power steering and got into the fence, and then just come back, like obviously broke his own momentum and moved down a little track. And Tommy had expected him to continue on, and sort of caught a right rear and had as big a crash as you can have on the Motorplex. And hopefully the body's all right. I know he's had a few, and hopefully Big Dog looks after himself. I seen him on Friday or Saturday night. Went for another tumble as he went out for hot laps in the sprint cars. So lent him my 2 good rags and let him clean himself up. But no good. Other than that, good night for the Wingless. I'm sure not many of you are listening for that, but I can't really think off the top of my head any other massive results in terms of drives and whatever from the Wingos. But we're back this weekend. So we're down in Bunbury, and there'll be another big car count down there. And the Wednesday night, just quickly go through it. Reitzel's a freak. Watching from in the chute there was absolutely nothing to lean on up top, and he was up hammering it. Like when the track's like that, he's a freak. Like he's like Callum Williamson. I feel like when the tracks like that, both of them go. And Callum was in second, another huge effort. Balls and Nate Dogg and Dylan, Carl, all the boys there. They had an absolute horrendous run for a while, but it would have been tough times. But obviously they stuck together and. Yeah, stuck to what they know and got a couple of results and Callum in second. He held off Dane with next to no front wing at all. It's literally duct taped on. There's a few photos floating around of that. So that was a wicked result for Williamson Motorsport. Dane worked his way through as well. Like, yeah, it almost just becomes a little bit normal for Dane to get up to where he was. Like that. So it's almost just a Wednesday night. Good little crowd, decent result, but a lot of torn up cars. Junior Formula 500s, Tyler Pigden first, Max Lang, Brax Condren. Obviously that'll probably be the podium for the foreseeable future, I reckon, with them. Like obviously Tyler and Max Lang's equipment is as good as it gets, and Brax is just fairly new to the division and has an engine, what I believe is straight out of a street bike, and I think the tyres cost more than the engine on the thing. So, not sure what their program's going to look like moving forward. But Brax obviously can pedal a car, and is a phenomenal little dirt kart racer, and he absolutely rips. So hopefully, some big things to come from them. Into our next little phone call before we get into the Krikke Boys Shootout. He'll be on the phone, and I'm assuming he'll answer halfway through my speech. But the West State Civil 74? We got Mikey Green on the line. Probably then what most tout him is probably the next big thing in Speedway. Massive results just over the weekend. He's had a 5th and a 9th. Mikey, thanks for your time, mate.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Is this season where you want? Like I know you ran the 360 last year and had some decent results, but you sort of jumped between classes and stuff like that. What was your expectations coming into the 410s this year? Did you want top 10s, top 5s? Where was your head at?
Mainly just to finish every race, which we probably struggled to do this season, to be honest. But yeah, to get if we can get a top 10 and to keep the car straight was our goal. This year was just going to be learning for us and find our feet with us being really new to 410s and because it's such a big jump in price and all that, and the more races we were just trying to just learn and find our feet.
With that, mate, it's a jump in price of that. What about the 360? I know like you're a young kid, so you learn really quickly. Has it been a massive adjustment to jump up into the 410s?
Oh, 100%. Like the 360s, even just the setup, like the 360 up was a whole lot easier compared to the 410. Like you could sort of the setup window was a lot bigger. When the 410s, if you miss it by like the smallest amount, it could it can cost you a heat race or something like that just because of one small thing. And 360s are definitely a lot easier and a lot more manageable.
Well, what's your highlight of the year, like personally? If you could I always say it, if you could show someone one race from this year, what race are you showing them?
I think probably obviously running 5th last Friday was pretty good. Like I think to be up there, I think the run 5th with Reitzel and Jock and McFadden all there still, and to be competitive was probably a good race. Obviously I didn't gain any positions. I didn't really go back, but we still put up a good fight. But I think like on a pure pace and I probably showed most of my skills. Probably one of the B mains. I think it was the second night at Barbagallo where we drove from, I think it must have been the fifth row or 3rd row.
You chased Brody Davis down?
I think it was the night after. I think.
Okay.
I think we passed. Well, I think Milling was in there and Priolo and Sutherland. I think we drove by them. And I think Cherky was actually chasing us down towards the end there. I think, but yeah, it was probably that's probably when I probably felt the best on a slick track was on that night.
I know everyone would talk about the hardest thing, but what's something that's been not easier, I don't know what the right word would be, but not easier than what you expected, but has just come a bit more naturally maybe than what you expected? Is it my thing for you? Is it qualifying? Because you can get around there for 2 laps.
Yeah, I like the thing qualifying's probably been my strongest point, really. Like throughout the night, like even from the start of the season, we were pretty good on qualifying. We just struggled to sort of keep the car up with the rest of the track, like throughout the night. Like we sort of just missed it for the heat races, and then we sort of missed it for the feature. But I think now, like we're qualifying is probably even better than it has been, and so has our heat races, and even like we're making dashes now. So I think we've still been missing it in the dash a little bit the last couple of nights, but we've made up for it in the feature. So, but yeah, I think qualifying for me has been like pretty good. Like it's probably sort of been carrying my night.
I've been helping the bulge out, and it's just once you're actually in and amongst it, man, it's so evident that if you can time good, then the rest of the night's just like it's less like pressure. You know that you're going to start decent in the heat. You know that you're not a chance for a B. Like, is it like was it night 2 you quick timed your group?
Yeah, I think So I think the second night of the Crickies, we quick time on our group, which I didn't even think my lap was that great, to be honest. But and yeah, I probably could have gone quick on my second lap if I hadn't. I sort of changed my line up in 3 and 4 to run just to shorten the track up a bit, but I think that probably slowed me down. But yeah, even like the night before, we still like third fastest in our group. Still made the invert, which making the invert just makes your night so much easier. Like I know the first time I made the invert, like we made we ran third, and then we made the dash, and you start off when you start off the first, even the first 5 rows, like it just makes your night so much easier. You just less chance of you getting in a crash, and more chance of you pushing the car in straight.
And I'm assuming the first couple of nights there's just so much going on, and you're in the 410s, and there's all the names around you. Like, are you getting to the stage where at least you can start to have a little bit of fun in races? Like, you're comfortable enough to not be like hyper and all that. Like, is it fun yet?
It wasn't fun for the first half of the season, I will be honest. It was pretty tough. Especially coming from a background where normally a couple races in, I'm pretty competitive. So it took a bit of adjusting, and like now I'm definitely probably the most confident I've been in a 410 with Josh helping us now. Like we've got the car going pretty good. Like it's consistent, where before the car would be good in qualifying, and then the next race we'd make changes and they'd just be wrong, and I'd be I'd lose all my confidence, and then it'd make it not so fun. But now with the car being so consistent, and I can sort of drive it harder, and it's definitely become more enjoyable, and probably will be the more confident I get.
Mate, just talk us through the team. Is West State Civil 74 but is it predominantly just a family team, and you guys are sort of trying to do it all off your own back? What's the team like?
Yeah, pretty much. Like we obviously the sponsors we got, they've thrown in a bit of money to help us, where we can. Obviously, most of it's funded by my family, and we're probably definitely one of the smallest budgeted teams out there for sure. So but yeah, like it's just me, my dad, my mum. I got my 2 siblings that come down and help, and we got the boys, Troy, Phil, and Alex. Josh has started helping us in the last 4 races with setup and stuff, which has been great. Your mum does all the merchandise and the merch stand and stuff. She runs all that, and dad does all the parts and all that stuff. And I sort of just focus on driving and make sure the car's ready and all that stuff.
Mate, there's two things I want to touch base on before I leave. The first one, I've sung his praises a heap. I think a lot of him, and he's obviously not going to be in the limelight, doesn't like it, but Josh Grizzy, like you said, he's come on board in the last sort of 4 nights, and how good is he, like, around the team, like his knowledge and all that? Just speak about what sort of Josh has brought to the team in the last 4 nights.
Yeah, Josh is, I think he's just in the last 4 nights, I think we've learned probably the same amount that we've learned in the last 15 races, I reckon. Like he's real knowledgeable. He really knows what he's talking about. I probably should listen to him more when it comes to racing, because sometimes I get lost in my own head and make mistakes and do stupid stuff when it comes to sort of feature time. But having Josh around has been been great. Like it's really been it's been noticeable. Like even on track, like we're qualifying even better. We're quick in our heats. We're even making dashes and starting on the front row for dashes and stuff like that. So it's really shown, and I think we'll just get quicker and better, and hopefully we can maybe even strike a podium this season if we get lucky enough. But no, it's been great. He's been real good to work with.
Well, I've noticed like at the sort of the start of the season when you would time well, you'd almost hang on to your spot through the heat and the feature like from the timing. But now I feel like you are passing. Like I've seen you try to make passes on like Dane Kingshot, like an established quality drivers. Do you feel like now you can almost not just qualify well, but you could race forward from that?
I definitely think so. I think, well, with well, even that for last night at the Cricket, I think if I had a car to move forward, if I hadn't got spun, well, not got spun, but spun myself, we probably could have finished even higher. And like I think I had the car. I think it's probably more just me now as a driver, just to learn and experience, all the things that come with racing, racing speedway. I need to obviously make mistakes to learn from them. So, but yeah, I think definitely we can, we're definitely a car that moves forward and then instead of falling back. Like we were at the start of the season, a car that, would start decent and then would fall backwards. But now I think we're a car that can move forward from anywhere we start. I think, especially at least in the, first half of this field.
Mate, the other thing, Reitzel the dog. Jeez, he got you that night. Like, if you haven't seen it, minding his own business, and Reitzel's just absolutely turned him, just hooked his tank, put him into the wall. But somehow Mikey's just got it around and, kept the race going, mate. Like, talk us through that. Was that you just minding your own business and then literally in the wall?
Yeah, I just remember seeing the grandstands at one point, and then I was facing about 15 cars were coming towards me, and then I'm facing turn one again. And then, I think I had Dane slide me, and I think Madsen was just below me. It was all happening in the space of a couple seconds. So, but yeah, I don't think it was anything on purpose. I don't think. Might have been. I'm not sure. I don't want to go blaming anyone, but yeah, definitely it was a pretty incredible move.
Yeah, I don't think it was on purpose, but it was like he just didn't care what happened. He's just trying to get through and win. Like, which I don't know. Maybe that's a mentality that you need to have to sort of get to that top bit. I don't know, but yeah, it just seemed like very how you going.
Yeah, I think obviously being a lap car for the last 15 races, I have the leaders really, you got to stay out of their way because they won't give you any room. That's for sure. I've learnt.
What's the rest of the season look like for you, mate? Is it just finishing off this sort of season? Is it Motorplex, Geraldton? Like, what's the rest of the season look like for you?
Well, at the moment, we're just focusing on the Motorplex. We have a truck we can probably take to the Motorplex, but we don't really trust it's reliable enough to make it anywhere else, to be honest. I would like to go to Geraldton and Kalgoorlie and stuff just because we're sitting 10th in points at the moment. So we'd like to obviously try and get those points, but unfortunately we just don't have a truck reliable enough to get there. So, but yeah, we'll do all the Motorplex races, and then, once the season's finished, we'll rebuild and go out next season and see what we can do.
So you're locked in for the next season. There's like a pathway for you that you've sort of planned out.
Yeah, so I think next season this season is obviously learning. I think next season will be the year or the season we go out and we go and have a crack and we do it properly and try to get some more sponsorship money, some bigger sponsors, so we can have more gear, spare car, more spare motors, and then we might go over and do the classic, the Aussie title, and do those big races over East, I reckon, and go all out next season is our plan.
What is your pedigree, Mikey? Like, what did you do before Speedway? Dirt karts or bitumen karts? What did you do?
So I started in dirt karts. I think I was like 9 years old when I started. And then, I raced that till I was, about 14. And then we got a junior formula. So I raced the junior formula and the go-karts at the same time. Like when I wasn't racing the junior formula, I was hopping in the dirt kart and staying busy in that. And then once I think I did a speed week in Victoria in the junior, and then came back and we did a few shows in the junior, then moved straight to seniors as soon as I was old enough. Then that's when I had that win, the Silver Cup. You might remember it was pretty big. And then we did a few races in seniors. I think we finished the season out in the seniors, and then after that, I was planning on racing a midget. We were building a midget with Keith McCallan.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that all fell through. So I was
Fell through or driven through?
I fell through, definitely. I was definitely looking forward to it. I love midget racing. It's what I wanted to do from the start. But unfortunately that fell through. So then we were sort of stuck. We didn't know what to do. We had a formula. Our formula was still there, so we raced that as much as we could. And then I went over to America and raced over there for Brian Kemmener and Christopher Bell in the micros.
Yep.
And then we came back and we decided, not screw it, let's go sprint car racing. So we bought a CT 525, it's a pretty affordable motor and it was reliable. And we went 360 racing. And I think we did pretty good. Like considering we DNF'd, I think a few times, but like we won a race and then got DQ'd for it and was leading a race and then had headers fall off and stuff. And then after that, we got offered a 410 to use for the following season. So then that's when we decided we'll go 410 racing and just throw me straight in the deep end and see how we go. And I think we've done pretty good considering.
No, mate, you've been flying. I think it's exciting. I feel like I've spoken about it a fair bit, mate. I just feel like one of the best recipes is to promote from within in terms of WA, and I feel like Dane Kingshot's like the pin-up boy for that. Like with how successful Crickety Motorsports has been, I just feel like the one of the better pathways is to promote the local fellas and to put them in. If you were to get into like a Monty Motorsports type deal or something like that and run this series and they really develop local talent, I feel like that would be the best thing for both the team and the series moving forward, mate. So hopefully something decent pops up or maybe a sponsor jumps on board and, like you said, you can have a real hot crack next year at some big races and mate, even the series, like top 5 should be your goal.
Yeah, no, definitely 100%. I think I know what I'm how talented I am and all that stuff. So I know what I'm capable of. So to get a top 5 in a championship, would be good. And obviously to get picked up by a team or something would be definitely ideal. Definitely be a lot easier on my parents, that's for sure. So that'd be the goal. But we'll take for sponsorship. A sponsor wants to come on and wants to put up a decent amount of money, well, we'll take that too. And I love racing with my family. I've been doing it since I was 9 years old, so it doesn't really change anything. So it'd be good and go out next season and have a good crack.
Awesome, mate. Appreciate your time. Hopefully someone hears this and might be able to get you up to Geraldton and stuff like that. But if not, mate, we'll see you back at the Motorplex and good luck for the rest of the year.
Yep, awesome, man. Cheers.
You're a legend, mate. Cheers, bud.
Yeah.
There we go, Mikey Green. Absolute legend. The Krikke Boys Shootout. I felt like watching the videos in the lead up to it that they put out and stuff, like proper pumped me up. And then I was going to put up a post going, someone find me a brick wall, show my missus, and she had no idea what that meant. And then I was like, I felt like an idiot. And then Jake Robinson messaged me, I could run through a brick wall, and I was like, I knew it. So that all the hype was really good, and maybe I was just a little bit too busy in the pits or not paying attention, but it did not feel as what it has previously. Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit out of touch because I wasn't sitting in the crowd the whole night, but nevertheless, wicked race. I guess the Friday night, we'll go through those results just quickly. Dane Kingshot, I was juiced up track. It was really heavy, pretty fast. You had to be really creative with your lines, and I've spoken about it a few times now. Dane with the amount of tricks that he has up his sleeve, like he was never headed, and he was chased by J-Mac and Jock essentially the entire night, and probably they probably never had anything for him, to be honest. That's probably not their opinion, but to watch the race, how Dane moved around. Dane was getting to lap traffic first. Traffic was heavy. There was a middle, there was a bottom, there was a top. So he got to lappers first and just ultra decisive with how he got through the field and collected the prelim win. I wanted to touch base with the boys, but felt just with the Crickety weekend, I just sort of didn't want to go over there and annoy them. I figured that they'd have enough going on around the pits with obviously the Krikke Boys Shootout and how big it is, there'd be enough sort of pressure on Dane. He didn't need dickheads like me rocking up and trying to have a chat. So yeah, hopefully they got what they wanted out of the weekend. Obviously Saturday night didn't go how they wanted, but yeah, at least they got one win, and yeah, Dane showed his class again. J-Mac in second, obviously second on the first night and one on the next, but J-Mac sort of took his time to get around Jock and had a few attempts, and then once he finally got Jock, he moved forward. Jock was racy the entire time as well, and I thought Jock was sort of going to be pretty hard to beat in that race, given how hard he does pound it and how the track looked. I thought Jock was going to be pretty hard to beat. Daniel Harding, sneaky good sort of post-Christmas, post-Boxing Day sort of period for Daniel. Put together a lot of good races, and because he hasn't got on the podium, that probably doesn't seem to be as strong as what you think. But I feel like he's put a lot of top tens together, and then a lot of like right there battling for that podium. A lot of times he's they've struggled a little bit allegedly with that right rear tire, and obviously they've figured something out with that because yeah, he's had a lot of good results and a fourth, given the field that was out there. I think the Trevor Jolly Racing team, they'll be happy. They won't be stoked because they'll be wanting to win, and Daniel obviously has enough talent to win, and at least the podium, and that's what he'll be hunting for. Fifth place, the man we just had on the phone, Mikey Green, again, young. He's probably 18 or 19, and fifth in this field in a family team is a phenomenal effort. Kate Amanda's Dan Golding Racing, 71. Sort of not off, given how good he went over east at the Aussie title and the Classic. Felt like that was really going to be like a springboard for him to launch at the rest of this season and claw his way back in points in the Maddington Toyota Series. But yeah, obviously not exactly where he would want to be. I feel like he should be, I don't know, 6. You can't complain with 6, and I don't want to critique him, but I just feel like Caden's a podium car and haven't sort of seen him battling for that. He's the boys in the team. Obviously, Dan gives them everything they need to succeed. Liam's as talented as anyone out there on the spanners. Jaden, Todd Fabry, they all work pretty hard, and he'll be good. JK, spoken about him before. He might have turned off by now if he's listening, he'd be filthy with me. But I feel like he's really turned this season around, and in particular the last couple of weeks as well. Like he's had some good results. Obviously, Saturday night didn't go the way he wanted. Obviously, he just jumped a bit of a start and came together with Marcus there. So, obviously it's not what he wanted to do or what he was trying to do by any means. So, he's just racy. He probably felt like he should have timed a little bit better, but 7th on that first night. I feel like, he's had a podium, which he probably hasn't looked anywhere near that in the last couple of seasons, but this year turned a corner and starting to regain some of the form. Aaron Reitzel, 8th. Some nights this bloke just looks unbeatable, and some nights you sort of don't notice him. And feel like when it's heavy, I don't know what to say. When it's slick, there's no one fucking touching him. When it's rough, like what Bunbury was, mate, he pounds it. It goes as hard as anyone. And so when sort of everyone can race hard, I'm not sure if that's conducive to him getting a good result. But yeah, it just seems like when it's really tricky, that's when he shines. Taylor Milling in 9th, qualifies the shit out of that thing, and hasn't sort of got a result since probably Speedweek Grand Final when he jumped on the podium there and led for a lot of that race. Justin Whittle ended 10th. Ryan Lancaster, Lockie McHugh, Marcus Dunsley, Brody Davis, disappointed, but started off the front row. He was really good the whole time over here. I think he broke a ladder pretty early in the race, collected the wall and sort of hung on for a 14th, but. Yes, obviously a prelim night. Don't want to dwell on it too much, and then we'll get into the grand final night here before we wrap this thing up. So Saturday night, the Krikke Boys Shootout, probably besides like a state title and stuff, maybe even the state title. I feel like if you were a sprint car driver here in Western Australia, you'd almost rather have a Krikke Boys to your name than a state title. So, J-Mac. Just a freak. I reckon it's the second time he's won this year from outside the top 10. Not sure how many other cars would have done that. Obviously, Buzzy, Big Dog, and whoever else is crewing on that thing in the Brady Motorsports. J-Mac, gets another win. Has been phenomenal in terms of his form since sort of the end of high limit there. I just feel like Speed Week, the last couple of nights of Speed Week, he's over East Tour, and it's just really turned his form around and hasn't got as many wins as what he normally does. But, oh, man, his podium strike rate since that time has just been phenomenal. Aaron Wrights will win second. I'm not sure where I sit on that because he caused a yellow. So he hit the wall, spun pretty much. He did to himself what he did to Mikey Green. But, yeah, he hit the wall and the yellows come on. Granted, the yellows were too early, but you can't blame the official. Someone smashed into the wall clockwise, did a 360 and kept going. Like, how many times does that happen? Once you see someone in the middle of 1 and 2 smashes into the wall and the front wings rubbing on the wall, and the tail tech's facing the infield, like, you have every right to think the car's going over. So to jump on the yellows as quick as they did, like, I feel like everyone in the crowd was, as soon as he hit the fence, like, they all thought he was going to crash. The yellows come on. Everyone still thought he was going to crash. He refired and took off. But to give him his spot back, I just feel like he caused the yellow. So I'm not sure how that sits. And then, he's Ryan Newton, he's in fourth. He has every right to go, Wrightsell should have been put back to the field and I get a podium. Lockie should have been second. Who knows? Like, again, might be pissing the Monty boys off again. Monty's have every right to be filthy that the yellow come on. The rest of the field have every right to be filthy that he came second because he caused a yellow and didn't get put to the rear of the field. So not sure exactly where that sits, whether that's just an error, like maybe they put it on too early, but he didn't spin like left. He spun right, smashed the ball and somehow kept going. So, Lockie McHugh, Diamond Bay finishes up his sort of week with them. A little, not underwhelming, but I feel like Lockie's a freak. And maybe for him to get a win, wouldn't be too stoked with that, but it is what it is. Ryan Newton, fourth, maybe really good. Obviously, he running for the S&D Motorsports team. Obviously, Jesus. I need to give him a pump up there. He put both cars in the dash. They qualified well, he had 2 cars to deal with. Obviously, they had an engine issue on the last night with Kerry and junked it the night prior. But every single night, 2 of the fastest cars on track was the 95 and the 77. And obviously, Jesus, Brendan Putty crews for both of them and makes the decisions on them. So to run 2 cars, one car, let alone 2, is a phenomenal effort. So, it would be interesting to see if they were filthy with whether or not like Wrightsell didn't get put back. But, it's a 4th place for them. Kerry hurt an engine, I believe, and didn't even get to compete in the night. So he was ridiculously fast as well. Jock Goodger in 5th. Don't know. I know he always seems angry. I want to chat to him, but he just seems so locked in. He was winning that race for a long time, and then not sure what happened. He went back to 6th. He didn't look too stoked with the track prep that they were doing. I think he wanted it left how it was. He sort of always seems to be in that camp that don't touch the track, just leave it. Dane, 6th place, obviously didn't qualify anywhere near where he should have, and was on the back foot for the entire night. Finished the first lap in 16th, grinded his way up to 6th. He'd be filthy with that. Like, he looked like he had a car to maybe do something. If he started anywhere in the top 10, he probably has a chance to win that thing. And obviously driving for the Krikke Motorsports team in the Krikke Boys Shootout would be as much pressure as there is in Australian Speedway, I reckon. Maybe defend an Aussie title, but it's at a different track and all that. But, I'd be interested to see what other people think. One race that would have the most amount of pressure in Australian Speedway, I truly think, would be driving the Krikke Motorsports 2 at the Krikke Boys Shootout. So, no shame in coming 6th, even though like he's now at the stage that he probably should be filthy with 6th because, I guess Dane can win every single night he's out there. Justin Whittle, RBH Racing, finishes his campaign with a 7th. Obviously, good early on a lot of nights and never really finished his nights off. He won't be stoked with this sort of campaign at all, nor will they. Obviously, Rob Hare puts together a program that's second to none, and they have everything there to win in terms of equipment. I'm not sure where they sit with that. I know Justin didn't sort of ever seem too stoked with his results and sort of had a look some nights and never sort of capitalised. Quite eighth for Luke Oldfield. Never really noticed him. I know he detonated a left rear, and Matty Iwanow, sharp as attack, noticed it when he was in the hot laps. Couldn't say nothing. Obviously, he was on the track going, that tyre's not going to last. Put it into the fence, but I think that was either the Wednesday or the Barbagallo night. Mikey Green in ninth. Spoke about him enough tonight. Ripper kid, big future. AP battled his way through a lot of B mains this last week, and top 10 for him. Again, he wouldn't want that at the start of the year, but he'll take it given the run that he's had recently. Nowhere near what he wanted. John McKenzie, again, little family team. Not the biggest budget. Started 21st, put it up in 11th. That's a massive result for them. I think they've had some engine issues and see RBH on board on the bonnet there. So I'm not sure if he's obviously getting some help with them in some capacity. But he's a mighty wingless driver. Massive result for them. Probably a PB for Jai, I reckon. Pridey, 12th. Been really good. Sort of turned his form around. He's got Jay Prowl on the tools. Had Glenn 20 camping with him at the house. Again, he wants more than a 12th, but it was a solid drive for him. Puts it back in straight, and he's what did I see him eating? Ribs as well at the Monday one night. He's a carnival man, and he sort of went a bit rogue with his order the other night, I thought, so I wasn't sure how his week was going to shape up, but decent enough. JD Dack in the 7, obviously in the Buddy Koford car that I believe is his now. A little bit weird not seeing him out there in the Denani car, but a decent night for him as well. Not where he's wanted to be. Recently, he's had a lot of good results, but not many this year, so he'll take it, puts the car back in straight, and gets to go again. Brody Davis, phenomenal effort. He's only new to the 410, hasn't done a lot of racing over here. It's his first week over here. Put it off the front row. Him and Adam, his crew chief, Ripper fellas. 2 nights off the front row, night 1 and 2 of the Krikke Boys Shootouts. Massive effort. It'd be filthy he didn't sort of capitalise on either of those results, but I guess, you take a lot out of doing something right for most of the night and just backing it up a little bit in these features. Jacko Williamson, shout out to one of his sponsors, Quinana Butcher there in the shopping centre. Some of the best pies you'll ever get. I'll pot him a little bit just in terms of his promoter's choice things. So, I've got nothing for him. It's not his fault either, mate. Like I said, if someone want to put me in a feature race and stuff the rest, I'm going in as well. But, the pies there, the Quinana meat and butchers or whatever it is, look after them. They're in the shopping complex there, so get in there and buy yourself one of the pies. I think I had a pepper steak. Absolutely very good bit of equipment. Matty Eagle, 16th. Chris Coyle fought his way through the B. Caden, not sure. What did Caden? Can't remember what happened to Caden. Not much good, obviously. He's in 18th. Daniel Harding just gave him a pump up. He's come back in 19th. Not great. Ryan Lancaster, very unlucky. Gets around. Was getting around pretty decent and never sort of had too many moments or anything like that. And it looks like it maybe an axle or something snapped in the rear end and has given himself a pretty big lick. And fuck, he's a nice guy because he never gets filthy after wrecking. Like, I reckon I wrecked and cost myself about $2,000 in the Wingo, and I couldn't sleep for a week. I just reassessed my entire life. Ryan's obviously got a great outlook on it. Like, it's he's going back home and the kids are still there. So, he's never upset and he's never filthy. So he always gives an interview as well. So good on him. Mick Salah, not sure how they sit with that. I know Cody Lawrence was crew chief for that thing while they were back over here and the over swing. I know they heard an engine. They put it off out of the pole shuffle in the Barbagallo. Like, I'm not sure if they're stoked, but I know they ruined a car. Same as Michael Keane, got caught up in the same crash, and not great for Kawara. I think they've hurt a couple of cars in the last week or so, the 360 and the 410, maybe last weekend, and then to get caught up again in this sort of crash. That's 3 cars, so not ideal for them after the break that he had. So yeah, he'll be looking to bounce back. I'm not sure what the Kawara Motorsports Steve Duggan, ripper fella as well, met him on the weekend. He's coming to the Bulgers truck and had a chat. He seems like a ripper fella. Randy Morgan, the Morgan Metal Core 23, just a solid. I'm not sure what his expectations will be coming over here, but yeah, pretty solid. And then the DNFs on the lap one. Brad Mayolo, big lick. Hopefully he's all right. The Worm Wagon, Taylor Milling, again, caught up in a crash, I think. Brody Kostecki, same crash. Kendo, same crash. And then, Callum Wimpson is a DNF. So, yeah, the Krikke Boys Shootout, another one done. I don't know if anyone's still listening. It's just me droning on here. But, decent event. Yeah, not one that I can, any massive highlights really. Like, J-Max sort of burnouts on the infield track. Like, what I took from him winning that is like I said, in terms of like prestige, like you don't see J-Max celebrate like that too often, and he blokes won a lot, and for him to be as excited as he was and as pumped as what he was to win the Krikke Boys Shootout, you just watch that car afterwards, he's like ripping around on that infield, he's like firing that car up, like it just obviously means a lot to J-Mac and the Brady Motorsports to obviously tick that one off and get that win and obviously cash that check as well. Was it $20,000 and $95 or something like that? So, yeah, massive for them. And, yeah, they tick that off and, we roll on to the next race, which is up in Geraldton in 2 weeks' time. It's a 2-night show and hopefully from all reports that it's just a club, a run event, volunteers all trying to get that track together. So hopefully they can get it right for the 2-night show and people go up there with a positive outlook and try and get another country track that we can have on the schedule regularly, because the series needs it. You can't just race a Motorplex every time. We got the next guest, the Carnarvon Comet. My main man now. He's been no good at this title, so hopefully he wants to chat. Oh, no, don't do me dirty, Rowie.
Real Racking Australia.
Oh, you got me. You split me in half, you dog. Oh, Rowie, mate, we've had Harry Stewart on the line. You and him watched the race from the same spot, but yeah, he got to the lead at some.
Though.
Yeah, you watched the whole race. He only watched half of it. But your first emergency, mate, I guess. Yeah, obviously Redmond Motorsport. You jumped over there for them in the 52. The sort of week never seemed to go their way. They had a few issues getting over there, and your weekend didn't go how you wanted to, did it?
Nah, it was a bit of a tough slog, mate. But we lived to fight another day, mate. More than anything, it was probably not going to. After the first night, it was probably not going to improve that much. But we still rocked up and we gave it a crack. Obviously, everything that Bigsy done for me, as well as Lee and his sponsors, we couldn't obviously throw the towel in. But yeah, to come up short by one spot was a bit of a pain in the ass. But yeah, we just lived to fight another day.
With that, mate, don't just say the Bigsy, mate. Obviously, yeah, massive part of your program to get over there to the title is Nathan Biggs from Lambron Contracting. I know he's jumped on board this year, and big mining company. He obviously lives in some mansion on the beach in Dongra, but does most of his work out in Leinster or somewhere out there.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, Biggsy's come on board this year and helped not just the program to get over there, but the program for me to just be able to rock up to the racetrack every weekend. So it's got a pretty big business, and does plenty of work for the companies out there in Kalgoorlie and Leinster and Leonora, and yeah, plenty of work in the horse racing industry as well. But he's obviously a massive part of us even being able a chance to go over there. So for us to not give him the result that he probably wanted, but Bigsy doesn't necessarily want a result. He just wants to enjoy life, and him going to work is just a part of it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Hopefully when we get back in our car there sometime soon, he can come be the crew chief on the 3, I'd say.
What do you reckon he helps you out more with, Rowie, the speedway or coming over and contesting your man's mark in footy? Because you're in the back pocket and he's on full back, and the amount of times he has to leave his man to cover yours is ridiculous.
Well, usually Bigsy doesn't leave the full back. So if he's out of the square, usually because I've left my man and tried to participate in some contest that I'm no chance in. So then
that's every contest you got to.
So he usually ends up playing 2-on-1, and he probably wins about 50-50 of them, I'd say.
Yeah, well, I guess that probably wraps up your title, mate. We went through all the highlights. So that's 2 years in a row you've shit the bed, mate. So congrats on that. Mate, I gotta go through these awards here with you. I'm gonna do the Krikke Boys Shootout, and I want you to do the speed cars. I'll go first to let the cogs twist around in your head to try and figure out who he is. My Bunbury Toyota best on ground. Obviously, Ryan Krikke and the team down in Bunbury, they do a ripper job. If you need anything new or used, parts, service, anything like that, go down and see the team at Bunbury Toyota. They'll sort you out. My best on ground is obviously J-Mac. Yeah, obviously, you just got to give credit where credit's due. I reckon it's a close second to Cody Nash. I think Cody Nash's performance in the sprint cars recently has just been phenomenal. No one wins races by as much as he has, and I know the car and the program's really good, but there's other cars just as good. But how good Cody's been driving, how smooth he is, how no mistakes he makes, and he gets up on the wall. I think he won his first heat by 12 seconds. I think second heat come from the rear and won that as well, and then absolutely brained him in the feature. So I think there's some news coming with him. He told me something the weekend. I'm not sure if I'm sharing it. He sort of spilt the beans smidgen on the podium, but yeah, is a second. But J-Mac to come from 13th to first in that field, used every trick in the book, different lines, different lanes. Like he sort of went through the entire repertoire to sort of pass cars and get to the front. And yeah, I feel like Buzzy and him have a read on this car now, and I think they've gone back to their old car. So watch out. I think that there's some decent results, more decent results coming for J-Mac, and for him not to be happy with the run that he has had in terms of podiums and stuff like that, it's a little bit scary. If he feels like he's even more comfortable now. The comment, mate, who's your best on ground for the Australian Speedcar title?
My best on ground it'd have to be Brownie, mate. Like, he comes over, races in WA for Travis White, obviously, and they win a lot of races in that gig. And then I've seen his results at last year when he put the post up about his whole year, and I think he missed the podium one time, and then he goes to the Australian title, and obviously it was a fairly giddy up track, and then he made maybe one mistake and got away with it, and the rest is history, to be honest with you. He never really looked like that he was going to be challenged to lose that race other than Harry, but even then it seemed like he was in control of it, and it was never really going to be a different scenario where someone else maybe probably could have won it.
I was gonna. I said on it before after I hung up with Harry, I'd be interested to get Caden's point of view. Like when Harry came past him, did he think that was unsustainable? He didn't panic because it sort of seemed that Harry got away from him pretty easy. So I was wondering, what about you? From the infield, do you feel like Caden sort of was just biding his time and thought that a mistake might come from Harry, or do you reckon that Harry just had him?
To be honest with you, I honestly thought that Caden was probably the best for the first 20 laps, and then Harry was probably the best for the last 20 or however long he lasted. He obviously didn't last the last 20, but watching Caden in the first 20 laps, no one was going to beat him at all. And then, Harry got going there a bit and throwing some sliders. Me and Butter and Scotty Glazebrook were standing together, and we were just watching it, and we were like, oh, there's only really one bloke that can probably beat him here, and it's Harry. And then, me, Butter, and Scotty were like, oh, we're way too old to run like that. And then, it was pretty cool to watch, really, because Harry, he wasn't like he was second the whole race. He kind of had to throw the slide jobs, get it done. And then when he got it done, he had to stay within a reasonable distance for a long time before he could make a move. Like, he had to hit his marks for a long time. It's not like he was coming on that hard or Caden was dropping off that aggressively. But, he just kept hitting his marks, and eventually Caden's car started to go off, and, Harry was coming. But at the end of the day, Caden still got the A1, so he's got another 365 days ahead of him.
Is there many three-time Aussie champs, you reckon?
There is a few. There is a few. He's got past me. Granddad, Johnny Fenton, he got two. He only got two. The two on he got two on the dirt and one on the bitumen. So
I mean speed cars.
Yeah. No, well, Speedcars was a bitchman thing back then as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way back in the day, mate. We're going a long way back. But yeah, they other than that, I don't think many people have done it, to be fair.
Phenomenal effort. Like, yeah.
Massive effort, yeah.
Mate, the Jolly Good Auto Electric Spark Up. Obviously, Trevor Jolly and the boys. Trevor was there on the weekend with one of his goods mates, Belly, Ripper Desert Racer as well, Nathan Belly. Yeah, really good fella. Good to see him in the pits. But yeah, the Jolly Good Auto Electric Spark Up. Jump in and see him. Anything you need, yeah, they'll sort you out. Head units, speakers, two ways, mining lights, anything like that. Go down and see the boys. They'll sort you out. The Spark Up. Someone who needs a little bit of love. For me, Marcus Dumsney, come over all this way and never really had any results. You know, probably filthy with how it's all turned out. And then on the last night, has a sort of one of the bigger crashes you can have in the Motorplex. Just got flipped up into the fence, and once he hit one of those posts, he just did not move and looked like he hit it side on. He's broken all of his ribs and can't fly, has to jump in the truck, which would just be an absolute fucking nightmare to go and do that nullarbor with multiple broken ribs trying to lie or sit in the back of a truck. It'd be an absolute nightmare. So no doubt he needs to spark up. I know he's not a big podcast listener, so I could probably say what I want. It'll never get back to him. I don't think he listens to this. So, yeah, he's my spark up. Who you got, Comet?
I reckon I'd have to. There's two people that I thought about over there, and obviously Matty Jackson was having a blinder before it. He come second in the prelim, and was probably having one of, if not the best Australian title he's ever had. And even over a 2-night period, he was pretty unbelievable. He come second in that prelim on the first night and was leading the heat race before. Obviously, something happened. I don't exactly know what happened with him, which is an absolute shame because. Not saying he would have won, but he would have been somewhere there or thereabouts to make a difference to the race. And then I think I'd have to go with my mate Buddy. Just a shame. He was a couple of years, 2 of the last 3 years that he's he's got a flat tire, and just 20 years from now, no one will remember that, but he will, so no doubt. So hopefully he's going to ride as well. I had a beer with him at the airport yesterday. I was pretty devastated about the whole situation, but you keep chipping away. That's what Buddha's about, and as well as Graham Jones Racing, that they'll come back and they'll fight to live another day.
Mate, was there something on that track? Because I remember speaking to you after that first night. You obviously cut it down a tyre. Buddha cut down one. Keenan, there was just tyres going everywhere. Was there something on the track? Was it how it was? What was going on with those tyres?
Not exactly sure, to be honest. I think maybe my tyre may have gone down due to Casey O'Connell's, but I think 6 or 7 left rears went down over the night. It seems like an excessive amount. I could be way off, but yeah, it seems like very rarely you'll see that many tyres go down in one night, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, mainly even Buddha, he got a flat tyre again, and he still ended up going from towards the back of the pole shuffle and started third and settled his way into second. And then me and Scotty were on the infield, and we could see it going down about 3 laps into the race. And he come over us, and obviously he was pretty devastated. And yeah, he just he'll go again. He'll go again.
What do you go up to him after that, or you just let him sort it out in his own head for a bit?
Yeah, no, well, I was brand new, mate. I just done 10 push-ups, walked over there, lifted the back of the car up, dragged it over there. First reserve, mate. But no, he just come over to us and had a yarn, and then eventually everyone else piled around us. Carl Drakes and a few other people who had some issues during the race piled around us, telling us what had happened to them. And then we just carried on. And I mean, it's Australian titles. You got to be as lucky as you are good.
You cannot do 10 push-ups. That is a lie.
Yeah, you're right. I can do 15.
The QV spotlight, mate. Obviously, yeah, someone who out of this maybe off the podium or whatever, but had a real ripper run. And I'm putting in the fella that we had on the phone tonight. Spoke really well. Yeah, carries himself really good. Some massive results. 5th and a 9th at the Krikke Boys Shootouts for Mikey Green. I feel like people keep an eye on him anyway. That it's pretty obvious that he's got a shitload of talent, and he's gonna do a fair bit in the next sort of 15 to 20 years if he can stay in the sport for that long. I feel like the sky's the limit for him. So people keep an eye on the kid moving forward. He'll be doing plenty. What about you, Comet? Who's someone that sort of went under the radar there, mate? Anyone sort of 5th in the B or anything like that?
I don't think he actually said his name then, mate.
Mikey Green?
Yeah.
Mikey Green.
Yeah, now you said it twice, so we're right. No, I think there's two blokes that I really thought about. Is probably Ashton Rodriguez. He come third, which is pretty massive effort. I think he's come out of compact speed cars or quarter midgets, but yeah,
No, it is that compact. What is that?
I couldn't tell you. I'd be lying if I told you. But yeah, he's come out of that and he's had a pretty good run, as well as honestly reckon like Reece Burkett. He started, I think it was 9th or 11th in the feature, and he's got a 12, 13-year-old car. It is a nice car. They've looked after it well, and he's got an old Fontana in it. Had a crack. I mean, I don't think he ended up. I could be wrong, but I don't think he ended up finishing the feature. But for that older car, and no one really runs Fontanas or anything anymore. That was quite impressive for him to have that good of a run, to be honest with you.
Well, who are you going to pick? You only got one. Rodriguez or Burkett? Go Burkett.
Yeah, I'll go Reece Burkett.
That's epic. Did you come across your man, Craig Smith?
Nah. Butter almost come across the twin car. Don't know who it is, but Butter almost come across him in a heat race.
Oh.
Almost bigger than what I did.
Spooked him a lot, like he got you in that A main. For those who don't know, Rolly's leading the A main, the prelim A main last year, and the cars had the tiniest little wobble in front of him. Absolutely tightened up, let out a little fart, and over he went. Absolutely no good.
Never to be forgot by the sounds of it.
Do you know where the next Aussie title is?
It's at Toowoomba, mate. So yeah, hopefully we can get over there in the 3 and have a crack at it. We'll get a few of the boys, get the piston cleaners back together, and have another go, I reckon.
A few headlights, head torches. Hey, is there a little bit of breaking news there, the road shows? My next question: What's next for the Comet? Obviously, yeah, you've had a little bit of a time off. What's next for the Comet?
Yeah, we're trying to get our midget package back together. It's looking like things are going to start falling our way in the next week or two. So, yeah, obviously thanks to everyone that helps me out with that gig. And then, I was on the phone to Stephen Phillips as of yesterday, and we're going to have a crack at the Australian title and the Wingless, mate. We just got to get the 3 meetings in, which we should be able to. There's still a few to go. So that means I can get out there and blow your doors off, I reckon, mate.
Do not make me laugh. What you think?
I don't know if I'll be beating Trav after his effort the other night.
Oh, mate, you wouldn't go anywhere near the fence, mate.
Hopefully the bottom's really, really locked in that night, I reckon.
Well, so in the Phillips car, which one are you? Obviously, Riley, Ripper, young fella, drives really good. Sort of his first decent year this year, and he's put some good results together. They got some Ripper stuff. Like, I know they've got a few cars. Which one are you driving?
Yeah, I think I'll be driving Harry's car. Just looking forward to that. Can't thank them enough. They're going to let me have a proper crack at it with with no bars hold. So
no, what did
I think they're talking about having 100 cars there, so it'll be pretty cool to have a crack at that. Not saying that we're going to win, but we can have a crack at it, and we'll have a lot of fun along the way. Did
they watch Simpson at all, or?
No, he reckons that he lost reception. Thank God.
Have you? Is the ink dry yet on the little contract, mate? Because if he watches Simpson, I reckon he might reassess.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe he didn't see Wednesday night, mate. Maybe he didn't see me.
Yeah, well. It should be good, man. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, racing Wingless only 2 times in my life and flipped over once. So hopefully it's a better result than that.
And what's that program then? Obviously, you're going to do the Aussie title Wednesday and then the state title?
Yeah, so we're going to do the 3 race meetings to qualify, and then we'll do we'll probably do that week, if I'm honest with you. And then we just talk about it, and we'll probably go from there. Hopefully we can sort something out to have a bit of fun with all my mates as well as him over maybe the next year or so. And we'll just chip away at it from there. But he's nice enough to offer me that, and as well as Riley, he was nice enough to be a part of it all. So hopefully we can have a good few months.
Now, I don't know what the Hans device technicians, me, you, and Matty Iwan, mate, helping out the bowls. We might have to have a chat about dragging the transporter down, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it'd have to happen probably. A bowl, surely. After all the effort we put in, you's changing motors, me's doing nothing. Surely you can do that.
Mate, middle of April, we might not need the aircon. We might need the heater.
Nah, we'll get the aircon going.
All right, mate. Well, anything else before I cut you loose?
Nah, nothing too much, mate. Obviously, just thanks to Biggsy and Lee for getting me over there. Well, without them, I wouldn't even rocked up. So, yeah, just really appreciative, and we'll carry on
Mate,
as well. Oh, actually, thanks to like Scotty Glazebrook and Watsy for everything they done during the week as well. Like, yeah, without them, it would have probably been a different scenario. So, bloody grateful to them.
easy, mate. Oh, I just had something else. Oh, what about our man Trav?
Knocking down the fence.
Oh, I sort of gave him a pump up, mate. He's a piston cleaner. He's one of us, mate. That was a serious drive. I said it's a shame that I know. Given that the track wouldn't have been how it was if we went before the sprint cars, but it's such a shame that more people didn't see that because that's like a phenomenal drive, isn't it?
Yeah, nah, definitely. I said to because obviously Maddie wasn't racing. I was sitting next to Maddie and not yourself because you were out there, but Maddie, Bulge, and Gary Ablett, and I noticed it when he was in about probably 10th position, but there were so many yellows every time he got a run up. It just another yellow, stop again. Otherwise, I honestly reckon he would have been in the lead with 8 laps to go and would have been that far in front. That was like watching the Des Nash Memorial a couple of years ago when Blake and Matt were running the wall. It's pretty unbelievable to watch. He's still got it, the old boy.
Yeah, no, he does. He's hit form at the right time of year too. All right,
That's it, mate.
Legend, mate. Thanks for your time. Yeah. Well, when are you next on track then? Is it the Wingless? Is it the Speedcar? What's your program look like?
Maybe the Wingless in Big Carnarvon this weekend, mate. We'll see.
Oh, the Comet. Up the Comet. See you, mate.
Right. See you, mate.
Obviously, Nick Rowe. There you go. The Speedcar thing's back on track. And then, Phillips. I don't know if it's Phillips Motorsports, but Stephen, Harry, and Riley Phillips, obviously Ripper lads, helped me out a fair bit in the Wingo as well. So, if I need a push or whatever, there's nothing they don't say yes to helping me for. That's another episode. I don't know how I did it, hour and 31. Hopefully there's someone still listening. There you go. We will be going up to Geraldton. 2-night show up in the Windy City. Really hope it's a wicked event for the club and the community first and foremost, because obviously there's a financial outlay for them and a risk for them to host an event like this. So hopefully they recuperate what they need to make it a win-win for everyone. And then for the series, hopefully the track is good enough and they can race enough. It doesn't need to be perfect. Then there needs to be all different sorts of tracks and conditions for the boys to get around in. So hopefully everyone has a win and hopefully I'm not in too much trouble when we roll up to the Motorplex again. See you guys. Thanks.